Let's get a reaction now to our top story, of course. National Assembly Speaker earlier on, Thoko Didiza, swearing in new members of Parliament from the MK party as well as the EFF. Let's now bring in a political analyst, Dr. Levy Ndou, to talk about this for a moment. Dr. Ndou, thank you so much for your time. So let's just get your reaction firstly on the makeup of the MK party MPs that we just saw being sworn in. Some interesting names, of course, former PRASA CEO Lucky Montana and former Transnet CEOs Siyabonga Gama and Brian Molefe, both also being sworn in. Your take?
Good afternoon, Unati. Good afternoon to the viewers at home. This does not come as a surprise. You will recall that few weeks ago, a number of MK MPs were advised to vacate their positions. And news has been circulating that the mentioned individuals are likely to be the replacement of those that have been removed from Parliament. My view is that this is a clear indication of the link that former President Jacob Zuma had with these individuals, some having been in the different SOEs that did not perform very, very well, and in which when people mention the administration of former President Zuma, which has collapsed many state entities, these are the names that are mentioned of these individuals. So it talks to the link that has existed in the past, which still continue to exist even now. You can also see this as some form of rewarding those who have been active participants in the activities of the state in the past, who appear to be sidelined by the current administration due to their association with former President Jacob Zuma and issues related to the state capture. So it should not be something quite surprising, because this network has been in existence in the past and it appears to be very much intact, and the MK party appears to be the most relevant home for them.
I mean, let's just talk then about, those 18 MKP members who were removed from a Parliament. I mean, there is still a court case, of course, that is still going on. I know that they are going back to court on the 3rd of September, if I remember correctly, in that they are trying to, of course, appeal for more members of the MK party being sworn into Parliament. But it's the manner and the way in which some of them were removed. I mean, on the 12th of July, we saw how Thamsanqa Kuzwayo made this high-profile announcement, that he's going to Parliament, of course, stepping down as the MK Party Student Movement Coordinator. Some have actually said he was very instrumental in the campaigning, in the build-up to the election. He was, of course, very excited to assume this position in Parliament. A few days later, 18 members were removed. Just the manner in which the MK party handled that situation and how likely it is to handle other important situations going forward.
There is a lot of investment that you make as an individual when you join a political party and when indeed you are given certain responsibilities. The biggest possibility is that you could have people who resign from their jobs. You have got people who actually decided to have new friends and created new relations, and of course look to the future in relation to them and the political party. And at the same time, you have a situation where some individuals worked very, very hard to ensure that the party is in existence, the party is intact, and also that the party has to perform very well in the elections. And removing them only few months after they've been sworn in could be quite disappointing for these individuals. It can also be quite disappointing for those who were following these individuals, who listened to them in the campaigns, who trusted them, that these are the people that are going to be leading the party. What we also need to observe would be how the MK party is going to respond to this matter, especially when they go to their supporters and the voters. And the message that the expelled or removed individuals are going to respond in response to the manner in which they've been treated. But you and I and many other viewers would agree with me that it could have been a very disappointing moment for those who only had to go test the atmosphere in Parliament for only a few weeks, and therefore they are being removed. But we also do know that the MK party has indicated that the said individuals knew that they were going there for a very, very short period of time. And my view is that the reality of these kind of matters will only be known when the court proceedings are actually taking place. But as things stand, it does not look good for the MK party. It might be looking good for the individuals who have just joined the MK party now, and then they are sent to Parliament and they become the beneficiaries of the hard work which many committed individuals did. And in my view, a lot has to be explained by the leadership of the MK party.
No, absolutely. And of course, we watch this space very closely in as far as more MP members being sworn in. And of course, Floyd Shivambu yet to be sworn in, of course, as the MKP MP. But let's move to the EFF now. Sinawo, Thambo and Paulsen are the EFF's new members of Parliament, of course, replacing Shivambu as well as Mzwanele Manyi. They, of course, know the machinery of Parliament, given that they were in Parliament before. But just give us a sense of how the EFF is trying to then build back confidence and trust back to the party in the build-up to its conference in December, and of course, following the resignations of, for one of the top leadership.
At the press briefing at the election center, the leader of the EFF, Mr. Malema, clearly indicated that there are a number of people that are going to be removed from the EFF due to how they've performed in their campaigns during the elections. At the same time, the EFF has to ensure that they bring in people that they trust, bring in people that can make a huge contribution and difference in Parliament. It makes a very, very good sense for the EFF to send the very same people who have got very good experience in Parliament, in the party, and who have the capacity to be able to go all out and work for the EFF on the ground. Their work in the party is known, and unlike what we've seen with the MK party, the EFF has brought the tried and tested members of the EFF, which is not the case with the MK party. Some would still argue that the MK party is a brand new party, but we know that there are those who have been on the ground since the inception of the party who unfortunately got removed from Parliament. So it could be a joyful mood for both members of these parties, but at the same time, it could be very, very sad for those who have been removed from the MK party to see people being sworn in, and those that are in the EFF would say, in our case, people resign from their seats, and it makes a very good sense for them to be replaced.